Sorry about the delay.
No problem, Coach. Thanks for being with us. We've got LSU head coach Brian Kelley with us now. The Tigers are open this week prior to hosting South Carolina on October 11th. And Coach, while we wait on any questions, if you could please take a moment to comment on your team as you enter this open date.
Yeah, thank you. Certainly the open date is for us to, work on the things that need to get better. We need to be more consistent in all phases of our game. We've had some really bright spots. Clearly those are the things that we're going to be able to highlight to our team, but we have areas that we need to continue to work at to get better. So this is a work week. This is a week where, we look to, be better in the details. We'll take advantage of it that way and then get ourselves ready for South Carolina next week.
Thank you, Coach. We'll begin today with Dan Wolken of Yahoo Sports.
Hey, Brian. I may be assuming too much here, but given where you worked previously at a school with a very strong hockey program, they select their NCAA tournament objectively by an algorithm. I was wondering if you had given any thought to, the College Football Playoff Committee and whether, an objective process might be better than the current subjective process.
Yeah, I think, Dan, those are good points. I think I probably fall somewhere in between. I had a Notre Dame team that went to the national playoffs built on the computer and just the computer's facts. And then obviously been in the playoffs when it was a committee. I think what we're trying to strive here, Dan, is to bring in a little bit more of the art and the science working together. I don't think it should be all science. Like I mentioned when I played for the national championship at Notre Dame against Alabama, it was all science. It was all analytics and data driven. Certainly your team has to be, obviously, from a win-loss record, they've got to be where they are. And then these last few years where it's been, in some instances, very subjective. So again, I'm not trying to, give you a wishy-washy answer, but I think it's a combination of the art and the science coming together to give us the best group.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next is Shea Dixon with On 3.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're well. What are you able to share about the injury Nussmeier has been working through, obviously, since fall camp? And if you are able to comment on any of the speculation that surgery could be a route that potentially might have to be taken.
Yeah, that's misinformation. Those are not based on any facts. They're quite silly, actually, Shea. And I know you have to ask the question. So I'm certainly not throwing you under the bus for asking it because people want to know. But this is misinformation. Early on he had an ab strain, not a core injury in terms of what a core injury that we deal with. And it's been slow to heal, but as I had mentioned, he's on the backside of that, and he's getting rest this week, and he'll be the Garrett Nussmeier that he needs to be as we get into the very difficult part of our schedule.
Thanks.
Next is Mike Griffith with AJC.
Coach, I always reference your history in the sport and how long you've been around. So I'm not trying to date you or anything like that. But there seems to be a curious, different trend. We've seen some major coaches fired in the middle of the season, and I don't think that's ever happened to you. But why are we seeing that? What would be the advantage, and what about that trend? Is that a dangerous trend, or is that just where we're at now in the sport?
Yeah, Mike, I quite frankly, I think each individual situation requires the universities to decide what it looks like moving forward instead of where we are right now. And so I think with revenue sharing and I think with the construction of your roster, those that have, not retained their positions, which is out of their control other than how their team plays. That's in their control. I think people are looking at more of a 5-year plan. Are we going to be better if we stay where we're at right now? So I just think it's much more of a long-term approach to looking at the viability of the programs.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the answer.
Yeah.
Next is Koki Riley of The Advocate.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning, Koki.
With Aaron Anderson, it seems like he got dinged up a little bit. How's he feeling, and what was the injury, and how's he feeling now?
He had a litany of things: hip, toe, knee. Yeah, he's banged up. If we were playing Saturday, I would say he was, he'd probably answer the bell, but he's going to benefit greatly from the week off.
And you think this week off will get him ready for the South Carolina game?
Yeah, I think modern medicine will get him ready for the South Carolina game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Glenn West of Go 24/7.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Just kind of to follow up with Garrett, you guys mentioned that this, open date's going to be really important for him health-wise. Just maybe what does that look like in terms of just how you guys, continue to get him healthy, I guess, for next week?
Yeah, a lot of mental work this week, Glenn, in terms of film study, looking at the things that he's done during the year. So just doing a really deep dive and, offense, in particular, the things that he can control within the game that he wants to get better at. He was really good on Saturday in the run game checks and getting the ball out when we didn't have fair numbers. We want to build on that. And then we want to build on, obviously his consistency in terms of, the pocket. And he's great to work with because, he wants to do all those things on VR. We can get him on VR. There's a number of different ways for us to build on what he needs to do on a play-to-play basis without having him out there throwing the ball 100 times.
And then I guess just from the ab strength perspective, is it really just a rest thing, or are there certain kind of details that maybe you can share about kind of what that process looks like for him?
Yeah, our training staff and physicians have treated him with medication. And that's been part of the procedures and protocol. But we knew coming to this bye week that this was going to be the time for us not to be pushing him. This is where he could really, truly be, the best version of himself. So, I think our training staff's done a great job. And again, I think you're going to see the best football as we move forward from Garrett Nussmeier.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next will be Michael Caldwell of WBRZ.
Hey, good morning, Brian. I like the phrase work week that you used there. What have you been able to identify to prioritize this week that you really want to drill down on while you have the time?
Well, I think first and foremost, the details of the passing game have to be better, and that is from a coaching standpoint and a playing standpoint. We just need to be better there. Garrett threw 15 touchdown passes at this time last year. He's thrown 7. We threw for, I think we averaged over 300 yards passing the ball. We're well below those numbers. Look, everybody wants to talk about the running game, and I get it. But we also have to accentuate the positives of this team, and that's our skill players and our quarterback. So the problem for us more than anything else is we have not been elite in the passing game. And so that's been a huge focus this week. It doesn't mean we're not working on getting better at the running game. We're working diligently there. But my point being is our passing game has to be much more explosive than it has been up to this point.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
That'll be all your time today, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.